Bam, 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 bam. What is up, guys? It's McMahon Cheap Man here. Welcome back to another video. And today I'm doing an original tag. I have a piece of paper and everything, so with the people that I tag and the questions, and what is this tag that I created? What is my creation that I have put on the realm of BookTube? Well, my friends, I have decided to make a book tag based on two things: recommendations and seasons. Oh, such an original idea, Graham. I cannot even believe it. Thank you very much. That it is a very original idea. No, it's not. Yeah, I've made a tag. Now I'm officially going to call it the Seasonal Recommendation Book Tag. Very fitting name. But yeah, I've had questions written down. I'm tagging 5 people despite it being 4 books that I'm going to recommend. And there's only one rule for this tag. Don't do more than one book for each season. Only do one book for each season. So, with that out of the way, let's get to this. The first book is kind of like a unique choice for winter because it doesn't have that cozy feeling in terms of a story with winter, but it definitely has a cozy feeling with it's set during winter. It's and it's not Game of Thrones, and it has like that cozy character cast that you always get attached to, well, most of the time, and that is City of Thieves by David Benioff. David Benioff is, and this actually connects to Game of Thrones because David Benioff is the writer for the Game of Thrones TV show, so that's pretty cool. But David Benioff, this book is absolutely phenomenal. It's about a kid named Lev who legitimately, like, he gets arrested for stealing from a dead German parachuter, and then him and another inmate called Koya literally go search for eggs in order to save their lives. And that's literally what this book is about. It's really gripping. It's also really darkly funny. It's just great. And it has that kind of both cozy feeling and tragic and dark and eerie feeling of winter. So despite its setting, that's why I chose City of Thieves by David Benioff. So I cannot recommend this book enough. Alright, so the next one is the spring. What will spring up my attitude? What will spring up everything? And that is The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami. Probably Japan's most critically acclaimed writer of all time. And easily their best-selling. Oh my god. But, Haruki Murakami, I've had a weird relationship with this guy. I loved this book, and I really liked Kafka on the Shore, but yet every other time I try to get into Murakami, it just kind of fails for me. But I'm about to try Norwegian Wood, so hopefully that will be good. But The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle is fantastic. It's about this guy named Toru, it jumped out of my head for a little bit. It's about this guy named Toru who loses his wife and tries to find her, and that kind of connects to this lost cat that they have, and it's just really brilliant. I cannot recommend this book enough. I keep saying that over and over again, but that's because I'm not original. But yeah, The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, it's a kind of a chunky book. It's about 600 pages, so it's quite long, but it's definitely worth it. It's a very fast read. I read it in less than a week. It's that quick. But and this was during a time where I wasn't speed reading, so I was reading every single word of this book, and I still got through it in like 4 or 5 days. So, Haruki Murakami is an author that I kept trying to get into, but I don't think he reached his pinnacle success as much as The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, but this is still an absolutely fantastic book, and a good way to hop right into a reading binge, i.e., hopping in on a spring. Great jokes, Graham. Alright, so the third question is, what book fits with summer? Now, this is going to be a hard one because the one book that really caught the summer attitude was To Kill a Mockingbird, but here's the problem. Everybody knows that book. Everybody has heard about that book. Everybody knows about it. If you don't know about To Kill a Mockingbird, no, you lied. You lied. You've heard of To Kill a Mockingbird. But instead, I've decided to do what would people read during the summer? And I say, for me, it's longer books, and I chose a long book for me, and this book I think I may end up giving this a 5-star. I recently demoted one of my 5-star ratings this summer that I read this year, and it was one of the higher ones. So I think this one may be the one that replaces it. It's The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. I know a lot of people are going to be like, Graham, what are you doing? Because a lot of people hate Ayn Rand, and I'm not all for her philosophy. I just think this is such an amazingly well-written book that I cannot explain. Actually, I can't explain. This is about a architect named Howard Roark as he goes past conventional main standards for architecture and tries to make his own style of buildings. And it's just kind of tracks him and another guy named Peter Keating who goes through the standards, and they kind of show both of their successes, both of their failures, and it is a really amazing book. It's a gripping story, beautiful writing, absolutely phenomenal characters. Like, Howard and Peter are two of the greatest characters that I've read all year. They're absolutely amazing. Like, you will never forget them. And the way that Howard is introduced is the best introduction to any character ever. I'm setting my foot down, even though I just smacked my hand. I'm setting my foot down and saying that the best character introduction goes to Howard Roark from The Fountainhead. That is just read the first page of The Fountainhead and tell me that is not a great way to introduce the character. But The Fountainhead is just, there's so many layers to it, there's so much greatness to it, and I know a lot of people are for her philosophy, but even if you're not all for her philosophy, still check out this book. It's an amazing story, brilliant characters. It shows that Ayn Rand isn't just here to tell her about her philosophy, she does want to tell a great story. Alright, and the final book is What Book Fits with Fall? Well, here we are. I like to fall into a great thriller. I was about to say filler, but no, I'm not reading The Virgin Suicides again. Shade! But anyway, I'm going to choose The Dinner by Herman Koch, or Koch, I don't know how you pronounce it. But Herman Koch is like, this book blew me away. It had terrible ratings on Goodreads, but it's just so beautifully written. I loved this book. This is about two couples, and they go out to dinner, and then they find out their sons have done this horrible act of unspeakable proportions, and they get more vicious as the dinner goes on. And it literally it's one of the most well-paced books I've read all year. It's such an excellent read that I cannot recommend this enough. The Dinner, it just has a really gripping story. The characters aren't amazing, but they are really well done, especially for the situation that they're in, though they're not the amazing characters like you find in like The Fountainhead or City of Thieves or something like that. But the writing is what got me to this book. The way that The Dinner was written was beautiful, but yet really strange, and it was different. If you want a different book and you're just sick and tired of seeing the same book over and over again, read The Dinner. This is a different type of thriller. It's really amazing, and I cannot recommend it enough. So, I'd say fall right into The Dinner. Oh, I'm such a great person. Alright. It's time to tag some people. Alright, so, listen up, anybody who's a booktuber out there, because I tagged 5 people, and they're most likely some of the most obvious, but who cares? Let's see who got tagged. So, I am tagging Steve Donahue from Steve Donahue, Peter from Peter Likes Books, obviously, Jess from Rebel Reads, Josh from Literary Gladiators, and this one has a weird last name. I'm sorry if I pronounce this wrong. Kate File or Feel, however you pronounce that. But if you know that, I'm gonna put the last name of the last person on the screen just to make sure that she knows. But yeah, I'm really excited to hopefully at least one of them do this tag, because I'm really excited to just get this tag out there being amazing. And yeah, that's my video, and that's the original tag that I created. This is probably a disaster of me just rambling and praising books out of the wazoo, but you know what? I don't care. This was just loads of fun. So, comment down below on what you guys thought about this tag. Should I do another tag later on? And as always, I'm Mega Man Chief Fan, and I'll see you later, guys.